your environment is a direct representation of your emotional state.
Welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show.
All right, I'm going to share 4 brutally honest and uncomfortable truths with you that no one else is willing to share, so it's left up to me once again. Hey guys, welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show. I'm Bedros Keuilian, and we've got a great episode teed up for you today. But first, I want to remind you that the platinum tickets for BK Live taking place September 13th and 14th in Scottsdale, Arizona are selling out. We've got 8 platinum tickets left. And so if you want to come, you're going to have to do the general admission, and that's probably going to sell out next. 2 days of amazing transformational experience in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, September 13th and 14th. Amazing lineup of speakers. We're going to focus on making you more money, having more meaning and purpose, and developing higher levels of self-mastery. So go to bedroskeuilian.com and find your tickets there. On with the show. Let's get started. So I put up this post the other day, and the post was really this. It said, hey, here's 4 brutally honest and uncomfortable truths that you have to acknowledge. And it actually went a lot more viral than I thought it was going to. And so I realized this is probably a topic I should go more in depth on the show, which is why I'm teeing it up. Now, listen, I don't know what your life's goals are, but the goal of this show, the Bedros Keuilian Show, is to teach you how to make more money, so that, one, you can donate to your church, your favorite charity, get yourself out of the financial bind you're in, create financial freedom, take care of your mom and dad, give your family the experiences that you want, right? Not have to be in debt. Think about all the people that you can help with money, right? I always talk about make a lot of money and do a lot of good with it. So it's money, meaning, and self-mastery. Of course, the second thing, meaning, purpose, significance. Like, we all need to be doing something that gives us a sense of purpose and meaning. If you don't have a sense of purpose and meaning, you're just a cog in the wheel, and every day it's like Groundhog Day and you're just waiting to die. Fuck that, man. I want to live every day. And then the third thing that we teach on this show is self-mastery, becoming the 2.0 self, right? Killing off the human animal who's greedy, impulsive, selfish, insecure, and unfocused, and giving life to the higher self, the human being, not the human animal, but the human being, the 2.0 self that has overcome their trauma, that has healed through the adversity that you face through life, because life will always give you adversity. No one gets out of life unscathed. And if you can develop and heal and you can have self-mastery, then you are more emotionally controlled and mentally tough. So with that said, let's get started. Now, the goal, like I said, of this show is money, meaning, and self-mastery. Your personal goal, I think, in life should also connect with money, meaning, and self-mastery. The more I think about, like, I'm happy with my life, I enjoy where I'm at in life, I have multiple income streams, a family I love, I hang out with the people I want to hang out with, I don't have a, thankfully, knock on wood, a health problem, I just live in this state of abundance and happiness, and I get to serve humanity through the show that I do, through the charities that I support, like Shriners Children's Hospital, Toys for Tots, and Compassion International. Like, that gives me a high level of like significance and purpose and meaning. And I'm like, well, how can I help everyone get that? And I realized, all right, it's this here. And I want to walk you through these 4 things, because if you are having these things, then you are probably having some kind of friction or frustration or anxiety or depression in your life, or you're financially strapped. And so if we can fix these 4 things, we can fix a lot of the problems in your life. So let's get started. So the thing I wrote there is, for number 1, is that your body is a representation of your state of mind. And I'm locked onto this. I don't care what you guys write in the comment section, and I want you to let me have it if you think I'm wrong, but I'm telling you I'm right. Your body is a direct representation of your state of mind. Now, if you point out a few outliers in humanity who have this optimistic, positive state of mind, they're happy, they're joyful, they don't suffer with depression and anxiety, and they're just all around awesome human beings, but they're fat and out of shape. Sure, outliers exist in every category, right? But outliers aside, the majority of us, your body is a representation of your state of mind, because if you're out of shape, if you have no cardiovascular endurance, if you are not happy with the way your body looks and feels and functions, if you're constantly sick, you're bloated, you're in pain, you lack energy, you can't sleep well, and so you're emotionally eating, you're skipping workouts, you are just addicted to drinking calories from Starbucks and pounding down energy drinks. Think about what is going on in your state of mind. Think about how much suffering in silence that you're doing. It can't be paying off for you, right? And the reality is that when you change your physical state, your mental state follows. Oftentimes people think, well, if I change my mental state, my body will follow. Untrue. Change your physical state and your mental state will follow. If you want to build mental toughness, mental resiliency, you want to be an optimistic, happy person. I'm not saying that once you're lean and jacked and fit, like you don't have problems in life. You do. Only dead people have no problems. The rest of us do have to deal with problems. But when you're fit and jacked, when you're athletic, when you're proud of your body, you have energy, you can deal with the problems that life gives you better. You can deal with those problems more effectively and efficiently without stressing out and being overwhelmed. So think about that. So start changing your body, because your body is a direct representation of your state of mind. Number one. Number two, your environment is a direct representation of your emotions, right? And so think about your environment. Maybe your house and living situation, maybe your car and how disheveled it is. Maybe your workspace where you work, how everything's a mess and piled up. Maybe your bedroom, dark, dank, stinky, unclean, clothes everywhere, right? Some of you are probably like, fuck, B, are you looking through my window right now? You just described my fucking situation. Your environment is a direct representation of your emotional state, because if you're emotionally fragile, if you're emotionally limping along in life, if you haven't dealt with the traumas, the adversities that you've experienced, if you haven't healed, if you haven't elevated to higher self, your environment, your friends, your workspace, your automobile, I just went to the 40s and 50s there, your automobile, your home, everything about you represents your emotional state. And it's disheveled, just like your mind and your emotions are. And when your emotions are fragile, you're having an emotional limp everywhere you go, you are easily triggered by things, you can't control your thoughts and feelings so much, your environment is disarray. There's no organization of thought in your head and in your emotions. Why would there be organization in your surroundings? Again, if you want to develop better emotional control, better emotional discipline, start by cleaning up your environment. Your environment is not just your bedroom, your home, your workspace, and your car. It is the environment of the people that you hang out with, who you allow in terms of influence, how they are influencing your emotional state and your mental state.
Self-mastery means doing what you have to do because you're called to do it over what you want to do because you don't feel like doing it.
Exceeded my expectations.
Incredibly epic event, incredibly inspiring.
Surrounding yourself with these millionaires and billionaires and them openly sharing their concepts, their steps.
And at BK Live, every single speaker has been there, done that 10 times over.
So much energy, so much motivation, and just want to strive to be better just by being here alone.
Thing number three that I want to warn you about, and that is that your relationships that you have are a direct representation of your self-worth. If you're in a shitty relationship, in a friendship, or in a love life experience, and you're like, man, I'm unhappy. I let this person beat me up. They mistreat me. They're insulting to me. They are negative towards me. They doubt me all the time. They tell me I can't do it. They make me feel insecure. Remember that they're not making you do anything. You are allowing all of this to happen because it is a representation of your self-worth. If you valued yourself more, if you felt that you were a better person, a more deserving person, a person who is capable of deserving high levels of love and compassion and in a relationship that's healthy and balanced, you would not let these shit bags around you who are mistreating you emotionally, mentally, or even physically, right? But if people are, making plans with you and then canceling on you, friends, family members, like I said, your spouse, they're emotionally damaging to you, they're physically damaging to you, they belittle you, it is because you have reduced your self-worth so low that you allow this to happen. You feel you are deserving of nothing more than abuse, mentally, physically, emotionally. The moment you start increasing your self-worth, your self-esteem, how you see yourself, those toxic people around you will go away because you will start creating boundaries. And the problem with your low self-worth is that you have dropped all boundaries and allowed physically, mentally, and emotionally damaging people around you. And these people will continue to chip away at your confidence, to chip away at the human that you are. God damn it, I know you're a good human. I know there's a higher level human in you who deserves love, who deserves connection, who deserves to be complimented, who deserves to be respected. However, if you don't carry yourself as that person, because you don't love yourself, you don't connect with self, you are addicted to vices, you are constantly watching television and social media, scrolling all day and constantly sucking in negative information from the news or social media. If your self-worth is so eroded and you're allowing it, certainly other people are going to be like, well, it's okay to treat this person like a piece of shit. And that's exactly what's happening. And it doesn't matter if it's your husband or your wife. It doesn't matter if it's your sibling or your parents. It doesn't matter to me if it's your friends or your boss or your coworkers. Those are all relationships. And the people that are mistreating you is a byproduct of you and your self-worth. The moment you start building yourself up to the person that you love, respect, and admire is the moment that those shit bags will leave. Not because they'll be like, well, look at this person. They're no longer a punching bag for me verbally, physically, or mentally, so I'm going to leave. But you will start developing the confidence as you build yourself up into the man or woman that you love, respect, and admire. You will start building boundaries. You will tell them to go fuck off. And it's about time that you do. And finally, the fourth thing is that your account, your bank account, is a direct representation of your relationship with money. And you can be upset at the school system. You could be upset at your parents for saying, we don't talk about money in this family. Money's for rich people. Money's bad and evil. Money is something that people who are blue collar like us don't come by. Money's always been something that's caused problems in our life. And so they've helped you create a negative association with money. On top of that, intentionally, the school system from kindergarten all the way up to university level do not teach you money intelligence, financial intelligence, how to make it, how to save it, how to invest it, how to grow it, and how to pass it along so you can create generational wealth. They don't teach you that because the system, the opposition, wants you to stay broke and dependent and in debt. Why would they increase your money intelligence? So your relationship with money is broken. You have a bad relationship with money. It's not that money's hard to come by. It's not that money is only for the rich. Once you start making a lot of money, guess what, motherfucker? You're rich. I used to be poor. I lived in Section 8 housing. I didn't speak English. I found food in dumpsters for my family as a kid. My dad would lift me up, put me in the dumpsters, and I'd fish out food that the grocery store had thrown away. Maybe it's expired milk. Maybe it's cheese that's a little moldy that my mom would pick off the mold and we'd eat the cheese. Maybe it was bread that was expired and they couldn't sell it. Like, I was broker than broke as an immigrant to this country. But as I started to understand that money is a vehicle to freedom, money solves the problem of not having money. Money allows me to donate to charities and causes that I believe in. Money allows me to get my sister to quit her job 15 years ago so that she could just work for me and basically do absolutely nothing, because I love my sister to pieces and I want her to live well without having a boss, because she had bosses who were just absolutely shitbags to her. And so I put myself in a financial position that I could afford to get my sister out of her job and just give her a salary. So I don't know who created this poor relationship with you and money. And whether you blame the school system, whether you blame your spouse, whether you blame your parents for not educating you, I'm here to tell you now, at some point, you have to take the internal locus of control, because the external locus of control says, well, my parents should have taught me money intelligence. Now I'm in debt. The school system should have taught me how to make and save money and invest money. They didn't. You know, if I didn't marry this man or woman who's got fucking crazy spending habits, we'd have more money. Okay, you made the choice to marry her. So you're either going to have to go internal and go, what can I do to fix this? Learn how money works. And you learn how money works by watching shows like this. There's plenty of YouTube shows. You can read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? But if you don't, and you're constantly scrolling, looking at booty pictures, trying to get a free monthly account on someone's OnlyFans, and trying to figure out how you're going to live like a fucking homeless man in poverty, what a sad fucking state. Like, who's going to want you? The reality is money makes the world go round. In your relationship with money, because you think it's bad or evil or hard to come by, money is just a vehicle to freedom. Money comes to people who solve problems, right? Money is attracted to speed, meaning people who take action. Money is repelled by procrastination. People who procrastinate and, need to think about it and take their sweet ass time to put the wheels in motion. Money is repelled by people like that. Money is repelled by people who have no work ethic. Money is compounded because people who make money choose to not buy the lavish things and instead reinvest that money into things like real estate, crypto, stocks, other businesses that they want to start to create additional income streams. And the more value you add to the world, the more problems you solve for the world, the more you build a better mousetrap and you market and sell that better mousetrap, the more money you make. I'm not saying you can't go buy lavish things, but look, man, when I was making my first $1 million or $2 million a year, I still lived in a tiny house out here in Chino Hills. Today, that house is one of my rental properties. I took everything in excess that we were making and reinvested in creating more businesses, reinvested in buying more properties, because I knew that down the line, if I could just be patient and delay gratification and manage my money well and not impulsively try and spend it on bullshit things to make myself look rich. And now that I'm filthy rich, you see me walking down the street, you're just like, wow, look at that jacked, handsome dude. Nothing on me shows that I have properties, multiple businesses, and I'm worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Ironically, it's the people who are the most broke but making good money that are outspending what they're making. They have a bad relationship with money. So if you're able to change your relationship with money, understand how money works. Like, people go, we should never borrow money from the bank. If I borrow money from the bank at 10% interest, but I invested in something that is making me back 20%, I'm actually doing something good. Like, there's a quick little education on money. Not all borrowed money is bad. Some debt is very good debt to have. Think about this. If you've got great credit, you can go buy a $500,000 house for $120,000. So if you got good credit and you don't spend and waste money on stupid shit, you can put together $120,000. You can go buy a $500,000 home. Imagine that someone is willing to give you a $500,000 house for $120,000, 20% down payment, because you paid all your bills on time, which means you've got good credit, which means now you can plug a tenant into that house, and that tenant will pay you rent, and that rent will cover the mortgage and likely give you a few $100s more per month in terms of positive cash flow. So while that tenant is paying off that mortgage, the house is also going up, appreciating in value. And here's a little secret for you. If you buy that house on a 30-year mortgage, but you pay off the mortgage faster, here's another little money intelligence for you. You buy that house on a 30-year mortgage, you pay it off a little faster by just putting another $300 to $400 a month. So let's say that the mortgage on a $500,000 house is going to be, $3,800, right? Well, if you've got a tenant who's giving you $4,800 a month, then you find yourself in a position where you can put that entire extra $1,000 a month in cash flow towards the debt of that house. That 30-year mortgage now got paid off in 19, 20 years instead of 30 years. And guess what you did? You just saved tens of thousands of dollars on interest that you would have paid had you paid it off over a 30-year period. Now that house that you paid off in, 17, 18, 19, 20 years, you can refinance, pull the money out and go buy a couple more houses out of it, plug in more tenants and start scaling. Like, this is money intelligence. No one's teaching you this stuff. This information is out there for free. And I'm teaching you the basics of it because I want you to be wealthy. I want you to be financially secure. I want you to be mentally tough. I want you to be mentally and emotionally stable. I want you to have healthy relationships. And for that to happen, you must fix your body, change your state of mind. You must fix your environment to change your emotions. You must fix your self-worth to improve your relationships. And you must improve your relationship with money so that you can stack dough in that bank account. Friends, I hope to see you at BK Live September 13th and 14th in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, where we're going to teach you about money, meaning, and self-mastery. 16 amazing speakers, 2 whole days. We're going to elevate to our highest self. Go to bedroskeuilian.com and get your tickets now to BK Live. And always remember this, that average is the enemy, that success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch. I'll see you next time.